Good morning. Good morning from a bean field that's still green. Yeah, these are double crop beans. I'm actually down towards our Berkey farms. Decided to come down and check on our double crop beans. Seeing a couple of seed customers along the way here. Look, we got pods. We got pods that actually have a little bit of, some thickness to them. It's very, very dry here. We've missed most of the rain at Berkey here. I want to say we've had less than an inch of rain the whole month of September and maybe less than 2 inches of rain the whole month of August. So not a lot in the last 2 months when these beans have really needed it to do well. So expectations have been lowered a little bit, but I'm encouraged. They actually look halfway decent. As you look out across here, you notice we get just a little bit of yellowing. They're starting to reach maturity, so that's good. It's gonna be a while before we get here to get them, but they're coming. Well, somewhat for that it's gonna rain thing. Actually, the sun was out for a little while on my way home. We're drying some of the corn from yesterday. Drying into the overhead bin. Bill's been hauling some beans this morning and then hauling some corn, or at least drying corn and getting ready to haul some. I'm halfway wondering if we couldn't go find something to do. I'm sure we could shell corn. I don't think we have any dry corn though. I doubt we can do beans today, but it's looking good for doing beans tomorrow, so that's good. Aha! I finally got our Dryer Master controller connected to the internet and working. They have this DM Mobile or whatever that we can log in and see this. I can see it from my phone or whatever else. Sometimes it's just nice to see on the computer here versus that display because you get some graphs and other stuff. But I hadn't been able to get it to connect to the internet, and they had sent me a new card for it and whatever, and we got it. I had to call them, but we got it. Okay, we've got some lime to spread. We got some more hauled in for the bean field we ran on Friday, but it's a little windy, so I don't think we're going to do that today. It looks like beans tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and take the corn head off of the combine and get the combine switched back over, ready to go for beans, so that we have what we need ready to go. Got it? Yeah, you got it. See how I flipped that stock stomper upside down? That's so it doesn't hit that tire. Front one though, you have to take off, and instead of putting it in the head, I put it there. We're gonna set it in the head, but right in front of the auger where you would have to see it in order to hook the head up, and hopefully I'll notice it a little better next time. Okay. Don't have a lot we can do here, but we'll go out and change our chopper settings and rotor speed back. We'll be ready to go. Oh, I wanted to come out and check my March planted beans here. You can see we still got some green, especially here in some of the thin spots. Now the pods are mostly brown, but the stems are still really green, so they might combine. By the time we get to them with the combine, they'll be fine. We've got 300-400 acres of beans that are ready to go, like need to be done now, or as soon as we can get to them. And by the time we would get those done and be able to get to even get to these, they'll be fine. But I just wanted to look out here, like, you guys, look how potted these things are. Look at these pods hanging off of here, overlapping, big, huge clusters. The branches, like, it's hard to isolate a plant out, but these look tremendous. I'm so excited for these. I think they're going to be awesome. Look at all the pods way up here on the top of this plant. Look at that clusters. That's crazy. Yeah, definitely too wet today. Beans don't look small. They got good size. Actually, they're not horribly wet. Not dry enough to combine, but they're not that bad. They look great. I am so excited for these. This is a win. This was a win. March planted beans. So these are a 3.0 maturity, 30 23 XF, and so that's why they're not ready yet. Even though they were planted first by a long ways over anything else, they're a fuller seasoned bean, and beans don't mature based on when they were planted or how much heat units they get. It's by day length and their maturity group. And so our 2.2s that we had over there that were still planted early, but it was in May, matured long before these 3.0s did. Look at the massiveness of that stem and all of the branches on this thing. That's impressive. Yeah. Well, I should go and sit down at the computer and do some analysis work on some of the fields that we've gotten done in the trials, like my source trial and the high management stuff we did yesterday, figure out my costs and everything. But I don't feel like sitting in front of a computer, so taking the backhoe down to my house. We're going to move some of this dirt around. We hauled a bunch of dirt yesterday morning, kind of layered it in with the scraper, but I need to move it with the backhoe and push it right up against the concrete on the driveway to try and get that edge of the concrete buried so that we don't chip it off. Just trying to feather it up to the edge. Oh, pushing too much on top of the concrete. So we can grade it back. I don't know, I'm not doing a great job. I'm not great at this. But we'll get it. That's better. It's better. We need some rain to break up the big chunks and get it all to settle, but at least we don't have a 6-inch edge. Cars to drive off should hold it together and not break if somebody does drive off the edge a little better. So I need a little more fill specifically up in there so that the water will flow and not get ponding there and stuff. And I think we're going to fill in the road ditch because I'm on the top of the hill. There's no, I mean, we got to get the water off the road, but there's a tile under there. It's going to go. There's a catch basin over there. We're going to make it so I can mow across a little bit easier, fill that in, get it all seated down nice. So we'll haul some more dirt, but this is better than it was. Before we wrap this one up here, I have some plot results from our high management plot that we harvested yesterday. And since I have nothing else in this video that's worth posting, we might as well go over those and talk about them a little bit more. So I will show you this paper here in a second, but I'm going to go through what all we did for the high management trial. So here is what the differences were. And remember, this was a trial. We split the planter. We had two different hybrids, 103-day and 105-day. And we split then that trial, planted 7, 8, 10 acres, whatever it was, of those two hybrids split. And then we split that right down the middle. And on half of it, we put all of the extra treatments and stuff that we do on. And on the other half, it was just the base. And by base, I mean we planted it. We put the 2x2 starter on, we side dressed it, we sprayed the herbicide on it. That's it. So here's what we did in addition to those things on the high management side. Number one, we used in-furrow starter. I used 5 gallons per acre of my Season Pass Plus with microcarb. That application, and these are applications, all these prices are cost of product, not any equipment or application costs. But that application cost me $26.95 per acre. So we're going to add that into our list of costs. The next thing that we did different was a V3 foliar application of a quart of Micronourish FE and Sweeten in 2 quarts of Sweeten Easy. Those are products from the Andersons. Those were the foliars that we used this year. We've got a couple other applications of some foliars from Andersons in here that we'll talk about in a minute too, but those were the two that went on at V3. The combined cost of those two products was $14.75 an acre. Next was a V5 application of a fungicide. We used ProPaz, which is a generic Quilt Excel. Source DC, which is the Source product that I've been using. Quart to the acre of MicroBlitz, a pint to the acre of Phosphix, and another quart to the acre of the Sweeten Easy, again, Anderson's products. Combined total of that application was $28.38, half of that being the Source. The Source DC I figured at $14 an acre, so that was a big chunk of that. We then went to a V10 Y-drop application where we put on 15 gallons per acre of 28, 5 gallons per acre of ATS, and a quart of boron through our wide drops. So that cost for that fertilizer, nitrogen, was $31.46 to the acre. Okay, and then the last thing that we did that was different was a VT application of Miravis Neo, our tassel fungicide, and this may have been R1 at this point, and another quart of boron at that time. So I'll have to go back and double check. That's what the application said. I thought maybe we used some more Anderson's products at that time, but it's not showing up for me in the application. So either it didn't get added to the computer or it didn't get put in. But I'll double check on that. But if it was what the computer says it was, that application cost us $21.15. So the total cost for the additional treatments was $80.99 per acre. Basically $81 an acre. Now last year when we did this trial, I used $5 corn as our corn price. This year I dropped it to $4. And yes, I know that cash corn, at least at our local elevators, is not $4 right now, but it's well over $4 for January and winter deliveries, so I kind of averaged it out for a round number and said $4 to the acre, which makes our break-even cost per acre, our break-even yield per acre at $4 corn, 20 bushels and 20 and a quarter, 20.25 bushels per acre, basically in our cost. So if we did better than that, we made money. If we did worse than that, we lost money. So here's the results. It's getting a little windy out here, so it's hard to hold my paper still. But yield 03U in the high management went to 229.7. In the standard practice went 176.8 for a difference of 52.9. That is substantial. Now, huge caveat to that. We had significant wildlife damage in that 03U entries. Significant raccoon damage. So was that total 52 bushel difference because of the products or because of the raccoon damage being heavier in the standard side than the high management side? Was the raccoon damage higher in the standard side because, or less in the high management because of the treatments or not? I don't know. There's a huge asterisk with that one. In the 05U that had minimal raccoon damage, high management went 238.5, standard went 200.3 for a difference of 38.2. That one I trust and I believe. So well over our break even, almost a double your money type of thing on all of those products combined. So that actually worked. And then you can look at the moisture. The 03U was actually identical, the high in the standard. The 05U was about 1.3 points wetter for the high management. Test weight, basically, we picked up a point with the 03U going to the high management. The 05U was half a point less, but I would not call that a significant difference or because of the trial. So there's all that stuff. I will post this later. This agronomic trial sheet will have all of my agronomic plot results from the stuff out here as well. So when we get all of that data, I will post this on my seed business website and you guys will be able to go and see it. But there it is for now. $80 in cost. Here was the program, 20.25 bushel break even, and we had 52.9 and 38.2 bushel difference in yield. So that's what it showed me. Now the question mark becomes, which one of those things that we did made the difference? Or is it a little bit from all of them? Is it a combination in the whole program? We have more side-by-sides and trials out that we will get to later in the year to maybe answer some of that. I have a feeling the Y-drop application was significant. I think the source application is probably significant. And definitely the fungicide applications were significant. Were the foliar feeds a big contributing factor? I don't know. We'll find that out. I have just down the road a field with just the foliar feed, so that is the difference. So if they made a difference, we will know. If the fungicide made a difference, we will know because we put it on most everything, but not quite everything. So we'll have that side by side. The same with the source. I have source side by sides. We will know if that was something that made a huge difference, and we can kind of isolate those out. But these are the kind of trials and stuff that I do to prove to myself that, yeah, we can afford to spend the money to put these products on because they return. Even with these somewhat depressed grain prices, they're still paying. So we're going to keep doing that stuff and keep pushing our yields. There comes our sunshine and the cold weather. It's gotten quite windy and cooled off significantly today. So hopefully that sun sticks around and we will be running beans really, really hard the rest of the week. The video will pick up tomorrow. We'll try and get a live stream in there. Probably won't be tomorrow, maybe the day after. Just kind of depends on where we're at. We will see. But we're going to start tomorrow doing a bean plot right across the field here, or the yard here, I think. So we'll have some more data results for you guys after that. So thanks for watching this one. Have a great night. If you have any questions or comments on that, leave them down below, and we will see you tomorrow.